So I just got done shooting a live video and it went perfectly smooth. Everything went good. And I'm really grateful for that. But it made me kind of think about the times that I've made some huge mistakes shooting some live videos. So I was just thinking of like the top 3 biggest mistakes that I've made shooting live videos. Because if I know a lot of people that follow me have the desire to shoot live videos, have the desire to make their own content. So these kind of are universal fails, more or less. So the first or the biggest mistake that I've made with shooting live videos was with my internet connection, right? So a lot of times when I was first getting started, I would just hop on a Wi-Fi connection wherever I was at and just go live and just say, hey, what's up? We're live, we're here, we're there. This is what we're doing with whatever internet connection was available. But what I've learned, and the more videos that I've done, I learned how important the internet connection is. So, it's one thing to have, like a top high speed internet, but one thing that you want to make sure of is if you're shooting a live video, you want to be wired into like an Ethernet cord straight into a computer. And if you're shooting a live video from your phone, it would probably be a good idea to disconnect from a Wi-Fi connection, because your phone typically has a stronger connection than whatever connection you have to that Wi-Fi network. So, I've made some huge mistakes. So like when I first started, I tried to do some some podcast videos where I would bring folks on remote. And what I learned is that my videos on my end would look really good. It would sound good. But when I would bring somebody else on, their video would look choppy. It would cut out. Sometimes the stream would go down. And I thought, what the heck is going on here? It was the internet connection. So that was a huge fail. So anytime I shoot a live video, before I even start looking at cameras, settings, anything like that, it's what's the internet connection like? How can we run an internet cable from wherever the internet box is to wherever we're going to be streaming at? Because that's the best guarantee to get a good quality live stream that looks good, sounds good. And that's just one thing you can check off your list of the, kind of like your pre-check whenever you're about to go live. So number 1 is definitely the internet connection. I've failed with that several times. I've learned a lot from those failures. So I always suggest hooking straight up to an Ethernet cable. Number 2 is going to be the audio, right? So I'm one that I've probably spent $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 on different audio devices, right? Like audio interfaces, mixers, microphones, wireless microphones, podcast mics, like literally every type of microphone I have seen, I have bought, and I've tested out, right? But the trick is that, there's a huge difference between going live from my phone right now, which has one microphone, right? When you start connecting to like mixers and you start connecting to computers and to softwares and stuff like that, what starts to happen is by default, right? My computer by default is set to use the internal microphone whenever I'm doing any type of live stream, any type of recording or anything like that. So double checking, triple checking, just going back in and making sure that I have the right microphone selected and that it's at a right level that sounds good. So I always double test, triple test everything when it comes to the audio portion before I go live, because the audio is, in my opinion, somewhat bigger than the visual experience. Like if somebody can not see you all the way, they may still watch, but if they can't hear you, like there's no way they're going to watch because they can't hear anything that's going on. So, and I failed with that. Like I have, my podcast setup in my office is probably, a $5,000 setup just in audio alone. And there's been times where I've shot videos just with, and I've had all this gear set up, but with the live, when I was running the live video, I accidentally had my settings put on the internal microphone, which I got done and everyone's like, oh, it sounds muffled, it sounds like crap. And I thought, man, I just spent an hour recording a live video and was recording from an internal microphone. So that's a huge mistake. That's just one that I've learned from my own hard-won experience. So the internet connection, the audio portion, and then the third biggest mistake that I've personally made that is painful to make. What's up, Dr. Blondin? Oh, it's all right. I'm just shooting a live video. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to be seen.
That's right. Have a good day. Dr. Blondin from Clark State. You always want to say hi to her. Anyway, the third piece is definitely the battery life on my video camera, right? So I made this mistake time after time after time because I shoot with a Canon EOS R, which is a professional camera that's got a battery that goes inside of the camera that has to be charged, right? So the thing is battery life varies from battery to battery, right? From make and model. And so one thing I would do is it's a pain in the butt to try to keep everything charged all the time alone. But definitely making sure you've got good battery life. Another problem that I run into from time to time, and this is what I was actually worried about today. So I was outside shooting a live event, right? Shooting a live video over with Real Estate 2. We were outside, we are eating, there was a food truck there. It was cool, it was a good time. But with my computer, right? My computer, when I start running all these softwares at the same time, it taxes the battery life. So the battery can go from 100% to 0% literally in like 40 minutes. So if I go into this solely relying on the internal battery that's inside of my computer, right, I could potentially be in trouble. Or if I strictly rely on the battery that's inside of my camera, I could be in trouble because batteries die quick. So one thing that I've done to compensate for that is, of course, bought some extra portable battery packs that can plug right into the computer. I bought an extra battery pack that connects to the bottom of my camera that I can stick 2 batteries in. In a perfect world, I would just be able to plug the camera into an outlet in the wall and just let it stay charging as I'm streaming, but unfortunately that's not possible with the type of setup that I use. So making sure I've got batteries on batteries on batteries, making sure everything is charged fully and ready to go. So that's it, folks. Like I said, I just got done streaming an outside event. It went really good. It sounded good. It looked good. We laughed. We had a good time. And I'm grateful for those experiences because I know what it's like to fail with a live video, and it doesn't feel good, and it sucks, and it hurts your feelings. It hurts my feelings because I put so much energy into making these videos look good, and when something goes wrong, it's my fault, right? I can't blame the battery. I can't blame, it's my fault, right? So I have to own everything when it comes to something that I'm doing. So that's just, I just wanted to encourage you to, maybe you can make your little checklist. I've got a mental checklist of everything I run through. That doesn't even include like the gear that I bring and all the setup stuff, which is probably 10 or 15 little different pieces that all have to be together to make the video perform smoothly. But yeah, man, like the internet connection, the audio portion, and the battery life is definitely ones that you want to double, triple check before you go live. And from my own experience, I've failed several times, so I know what it's like. And I know that if you're shooting live videos, you're gonna make mistakes as well. You're gonna fail. You're gonna have successes, and that's just part of the process. Jeff Childers, what's up, my man? How you doing, brother? Hope everything's good for you. So that's it, folks. I'm just trying to get on here a little bit every day and just trying to check in, share what I'm doing. Today I shot a live video. Today, or the rest of this afternoon, I'm going to be editing an online virtual student orientation. That's for out-of-state university. That's a lot of work. I'm excited about it. Business is just coming my way, and it's a direct result of me just talking about the things that I'm doing. Like, I am not no better than anybody else. There are people out here who know more than me, but one thing that I try to stay very consistent at is sharing what I'm doing, how I'm helping people, what I'm learning, because I want to be as transparent as possible, because this is what I've learned. Before somebody hires me to shoot a video for them, this is what they do. They go to my page. They go to my personal page. They go to my business page. They go to my website, and they stalk me, right? They look at everything I've posted. They look at everything I've written. They look at all the comments that I write. And if I'm on here talking crazy, acting stupid, acting a fool, and I'm not being professional and I'm not being transparent, the chances are they're not going to hire me. So I like to be open and honest as I can. Like, this is an entrepreneurial journey for me, and it's been fun. But I just like to share some tips along the way. So I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Talk to you tomorrow. Done.